Welcome to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast. Strangle your demons and let's go.
Y'all need Jesus!
I've been dying to get back to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak and my thoughts seem to scatter, and I'm thinking about forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. Welcome to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast. I am your host, Eric Hellberg, and you know we're like Einstein, man. We have no special talents. We're just passionately curious about all things pertaining to men. How in the hell did we get here, and where is it that we want to go? Newsflash. Remember, guys, when we used to watch old school media? We're watching a nightly news broadcast, and they would have a special report. Even in the recent memories, you could picture Brit Hume on Fox News. That was like groundbreaking. Special report with Brit Hume. So they announced some new news. Here's my new news for today. My new news is that we were supposed to have a continuation of War is Good, and we will. Just not today. Some other things came on my mind. That message is prepped. I may do it in the studio later on tonight to publish in the morning, or I may do it in the morning. I don't know. But here's what came to my mind. I was just singing that wonderful Don Henley song about forgiveness. But I watched the movie MoneyBall. I've seen it before. I've read the book, actually. In fact, my wife is a women's book club member. And what do these ladies do? They read a book, they chat it up, they talk about it, and they get together at other people's homes, and they rotate once a month, and then they discuss it and eat some good food, drink some good drinks. A lot of their books of choice are not particularly of my ilk, nor should they be, but that's an entirely different story. But one time I did have them read Moneyball. If I was going to host a party, I was going to do the cooking, we were going to decorate in that theme. I wanted it something cool. So I chose Moneyball because there is a lot of life in Moneyball. And what I'm going to tell you is life is sometimes built upon extremes. And if you were going to make your life about the home run and or the strikeout, you are going to be mired in a series of highs and lows without simply the benefit of the contentment in the middle. And what did Billy Bean and his little partner, his name escapes me right now. He was the analytical dude. Basically what they said is they took the heroism out of the game, but when it got delivered, it made it that much more accentuated, something stellar, and made it about a game of averages. And really, life is about consistency in your average over time. Now, follow me here. That average is comprised of effort, and I think it is also comprised of the one intangible that Christ spoke about more often than not. And I'm going to tell you, even pastors, religious people, the normal Joe on the street, spouses, parents, they all get it wrong. And that is that attribute of love. You're like, well, fuck, Eric, a man's going to talk about love. Yeah, I am. So let's talk about it. First, let me give some love back to DG Operator. I tell you what, I knew something was a brew, and we've mentioned the Lord. So there could be a spiritual component in this. We know that our God is our Father. It's a father's job to instruct and teach. We know that he is our master. He has dominion over us. And in that capacity, he will reveal things to you. It may be a rebuke. It may need a much needed rebuke, whereby a correction is warranted and you chart a different course for your betterment in his perfect will. It could just simply be to open your eyes, right? Christ came, he said, to restore sight to the blind. He wasn't talking about the heathen. He was talking to the churched believers who thought they saw everything. And they did. In fact, they judged every component of it, primarily on the things they were guilty of. It could be the start of a new season. God's ways are mysterious. We don't know. But my son had made a comment to me. You know what, Dad? I haven't been hit by a pitch in I don't know how long. This was 2 tournaments ago. He ends up taking a ball to the face, his left cheek. It comes in. He had stepped into it. He kind of crowds the plate. He's a big hitter. And it hit him there, actually lodged for a millisecond in his helmet between there and his cheek. Drops down. He catches the ball, throws it back to the pitcher. One hops it to the pitcher, puts his helmet back on. Dude trots down to first base. Everyone's like, what the hell? All right, we fast forward to this tournament. Hey, starts off smooth as silk. First hit at bat, then he got walked. Second at bat. But while he was catching, our pitchers were kind of all over the place the first 2 or 3 of that very first game of the tournament. So he's having to get out of position quite a bit. And we know that really what working out and fitness should be is to take you to the edge of performance. Not in capacity like what everyone would think. I would tell you muscular skeletal capacity. You're only as strong as your connective tissue. And really, that's the best predictor of your long-term viability. Well, he got crossed up, diving to the right, fell down, tore a ligament from the bone between his thumb and forefinger. In fact, the force was so great it actually dislodged a piece of bone as well. We didn't know it. He ends up completing not only that game, and that injury happened early in that inning. He didn't tell me about it till the inning had concluded. Plays that whole game, and then catches and/or plays the second game. Obviously, by Sunday morning, we were a no-go, and that basically ended up culminated in surgery on Tuesday morning. But what was God showing us? I believe we have a new path. I believe we have some new things to work on. It definitely gets you thinking. Where does that leave us? Simply in the grind, in the process. And that's what the movie MoneyBall was all about. We will discard those highs and lows. There are some players we can absolutely rule out. There are some high players that we do not need to seek because they don't justify themselves. Much like in life, a person's stature, purported abilities, how they are perceived, they're not justified under God, and they shouldn't be justified under you. We're simply playing the averages of a fallible nature, and that if we rely on our Creator, that over time we will get there. MoneyBall, right? MoneyBall. So I'm thankful that after those 2 eventful weekends, we have a new course and someone like DG Operator, who is no stranger to the grind. One of the squadron leaders from the Venerated Development Group sent my son a message saying, I hope he heals up fast. And this is a guy who's had many, many obstacles and seen his brethren SEALs with many, many obstacles. And look in the global war on terror, all of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, that have gone through unforeseen obstacles over that period of 20 plus years to simply keep going and believe in the process and the end result. And for a man, you're like, Eric, what? Here it is. For a man, going through the process, seeing it through for as long as you can, there is no greater form of love. Now, women are going to say, well, that doesn't touch my needs. That doesn't touch my wants. That doesn't do this, that. It's not supposed to. If your life is solely about needs and wants, you're no different than an animal. For a man, the greatest and highest form of love is simply to be able to sit with this or that loved one and exist, to remain in their presence, despite everything in the process. And as we have alluded to in other episodes, if you are truly doing it correctly, and if you want to give it an extra echelon, if you are truly pursuing the Lord, difficulty will abound. If you are not having that, then you are purely, what did Christ say to the Pharisees and Sadducees? You're of your father, the devil. Make no doubt. People are going to hear this message and say, fuck that. Yeah, okay. Why? Because you don't want to hear that you're jacked up. Moreover, real love is recognizing that you all are. You actually have the ability to see it, from hence it is comprised in the other person. But yet, no matter what they are dealing you, no matter what the struggle, you will still continue to love. No greater love for a man, of course, to lay down his life for his brother. That's scriptural. We've mentioned the military. That's very doctrinal. But to simply remain in their presence over and over again. That is love. Would you like me to redefine it for you again, since it is so often not understood? We have a whole mental health world out there, whatever part of it that you are arriving from. We have more churches, more types of churches than ever before. If love was something we had a handle on and or simply could be content with, we would have no need for all these things. No one has gotten a handle on it, including believers. Oh yeah, believers. They neither know how to give love, nor do they know how to receive love, because everyone harps upon it. And I'm going to tell you right now, love doesn't have one damn thing to do with jack insofar as the success of your relationships. But you damn sure have to walk up to the plate in order to hit the ball. So here is exactly what it is. Love is walking into a situation with a loved one or someone close to you, opening yourself up to your utter destruction, meaning to your level of vulnerability, constantly giving of yourself. And the detractors are going to say, no, Eric, no way. That's just someone trying to show that they're good. Oh, yeah, they may actually be some sick narcissist. No, you're a sick narcissist. The world is full of sickness and narcissism. The love of want, the love of needs. No bigger, no better than my dog Jumper. True love is walking into a situation knowing that it could utterly mean your complete destruction of yourself, and that victory is not assured. You don't know what that end result will be, meaning you have no guarantee. And in fact, you may understand that you really cannot control that outcome. but you are going to plod ahead and provide anyway. That is real love. And if you ever find yourself having trouble providing for a spouse wants or needs, and you hunker down in your capacity over this process by which you have learned and toiled, and you give completely of yourself, whereby, you can feel it in yourself, that transference of spirit, that, that transference of energy. You can feel that depletion. And should you actually run this race, you will feel that. You will feel that diminishment of energy. Then you have reached the hierarchy of love output. You cannot control its receipt. You cannot control the outcome. All that you can bank on is that you continue to play the averages. And over the course of that season, just like MoneyBall, you too will have victory. So let's end with this. There are people in your life who come and go. You know they'll tear you down. You know they hurt your pride. But put it all beside you, baby, 'cause life goes on. You keep carrying that anger. It'll eat you up inside, baby. Till next time on the Comfortable in Chaos podcast, I bid you bon voyage, my burgeoning flock.
Until next time, like and subscribe to the Comfortable in Chaos podcast.